I am Alice Huffman. I am the state president of the California-Hawaii NAACP. I am national board member of the NAACP, and I am a board member of LEAP. If we were to take this money that we spend on the war on drugs that we send out to police departments to have them turn on their own citizens and invest it in programs of education, of counseling, of health services, if we were to ask these people, undercover people, to become out and working to rehabilitate, America would be stronger. A lot of the violence would go away. If we could just take some of that money and give some black kids and some brown kids some summer jobs and give them some support so that they don't have to turn to marijuana as a cash crop for them to live. I mean, there are so many things that we could do better if we were to become a loving country, if we were to decide that all those children, black, white, whatever the color, they are our children. They are us. And we start being afraid of them and start thinking about they came from us. We have an obligation to try to help them become whole citizens. We have an obligation to stop this government from this bad policy. It's bad policy. It's bad government policy. And if anyone in America thinks it's not, just tell them go look at the facts. Go look at the amount of money. Go look at the amount of lives that are lost. Go look at the prison rates. Go look at how much money is now being spent on prisons instead of being spent in it. Anybody in middle America can hear this message and know it's the truth. And they don't have to. I don't like drugs. I never use drugs. But I know something's wrong with this war that we're in, and it has to end. I never touched a joint in my life, but I watched. My sister, who passed this morning, has 40 nieces and nephews. 40 grandchildren. That's 40 nieces and nephews. She's got 45 grandnieces and nephews. Sacramento is full of my relatives who've been, some of them incarcerated, some of them trapped, some of them racially profiled, some of them escaped. So I'm not saying they all have been victims of the war on drugs, but for a moment there, I had half of my family that was, we consider them drug addicts, and they couldn't come over my house. That's the painful part. What they needed was help. They didn't need punishment. But what I was doing at the time was I was following law and order. And so I was punishing them. And then I started watching the ones who became alcoholics versus the ones who were on marijuana. And I go, something's going on here. The ones on marijuana don't seem to be having all these bodily parts going bad. And the ones on alcohol that we can just go buy freely and use, they're the ones that's got most of the ailments. So I started thinking about that a little bit. Why not regulate? I support that initiative. And I will be asking I have some petitions. I'm going to try to get my members to sign the petition because we have to use every avenue available for us until we bring down this war.